Hey everybody, welcome back to Creepy Fridays. Today we're going to look at what was tagged as a psychological horror game, Depression Quest. So, let's get started. It sounds depressing. It is early on a Monday morning. You're a mid-20s human being. You have a significant other named Alex, who you are rather fond of, that you have been seeing exclusively for the past few months. The rest of your social circle consists of a variety of friends and acquaintances. Why is it your social circle? Okay, so it's just like... Alright, so it's just like little notes. You are also dealing with motivation issues that sometimes make dealing with these things difficult. You feel like this is probably your fault, and on bad days can feel inwardly angry. I don't know why I said awkwardly. You spend a lot of nights fixating on thinking about this. It's an unseasonably warm Wednesday evening. You've spent the past several hours at work. Okay, so there is some plot to this game. The past week or so, you've found your job motivation flagging more than usual. As you walk home, the streets hiss from the recent rainfall. You know that your significant other will be in classes until late, another couple hours at least. You briefly consider using the serendipitous solitude to catch up on that project that you've been working on haphazardly. As soon as you think about the work that awaits you at home, you can feel the panic creeping in from the back of your brain unbidden. All you think about is how incredibly far behind you are, and the amount of work seems nothing less than insurmountable. By the time you arrive home and change out of your uncomfortable work clothes, you see, I don't want to have to analyze all these SAT words and shit, so that's already one thing that I don't like about this game. Order some food, gradually hunted down for a night of work. Alright. Reluctantly sit down at your desk and try to make yourself do something. Turn on the TV, telling yourself you just need a quick half hour to unwind from work. Crawl into bed, you're so stressed and overwhelmed you can't possibly accomplish anything anyways. You are depressed. Interaction is exhausting and you are becoming more and more withdrawn. You are not currently seeing a therapist. You are not currently taking medication. Okay. Let me think. Force myself to work, I guess. Alright, there's another thing. You make a stop at your fridge, turn your favorite playlist on, and sit down to start working. You open the last file you were working on, and as soon as your hands touch the keyboard, your mind goes blank. All the motivation ideas you had when you arrived vanish in a flash, your brain seizes, and you find yourself physically incapable of any sort of productive thought. You take a break to loosen up. My man, this guy sounds like he's fucking lazy. I'm just kidding. Of course. Sometimes depression does get that bad. He has a Twitter account, so it can't be too terrible. Well, let's keep reading. Let's not judge yet. Frustratingly, this pattern continues throughout the course of the evening. As soon as you try to focus on work, your brain diverts all its energy away from the task at hand. While you keep flipping back to your work, you find a stream of thought. I'm starting to get a little bored. A few Twitter arguments, YouTube videos, and sparse amounts of actual work later, your playlist flips back to the track one, and the ice in your glass has all but melted, diluting the last dregs of the Coke you were nursing. Oh, that crap is not good anymore. You look at the clock and realize that a few hours have passed since you sat down to work, and you've made negligible progress. I can just wake up early tomorrow and catch up. You think to yourself, blah, blah, blah. Now you're very depressed. You spend a large amount of time sleeping, hating yourself, and have very little energy. Okay, so do we have another choice here? Okay. It's a mild Friday afternoon. Alex calls you from one of her classes, telling you that there's going to be a really awesome birthday party. Oh my god. This atmosphere is crap. You don't have to work in the morning, and nothing else in particular to do tonight. You're feeling kind of run down, but you have been fatigued most of the time lately. You mentioned that you're feeling ill because you're not sure how else to explain those feelings to someone else. Say that you aren't sure that you can make it tonight. There's a second of silence over your phone, but you can swear you can hear the sound of your partner's face fall. She tries to convince you anyway. You haven't seen her this week, but she sounds pretty insistent that you calm down. She drops a few weird hints that you can stay over with them tonight after the party. What do you do? shake your funk and go have a good time with your girlfriend. Fuck. Alright, so we'll do that. We'll say that we're not feeling well. She'll understand. Despite your partner's pleas, you tell Alex you're unable to make it to the party tonight. You say you feel too ill and it would just be a drag on everyone. She sighs a sigh that you've heard many times before. One exasperation, but patience. Well, okay then. I just hope you feel better soon. I really miss you. I guess I'll see you next week or something. You apologize profusely and tell Alex that you love and miss her too and promise to make plans for her next weekend. She sounds somewhat distracted and distant as she agrees, says her goodnights, and hangs up. You spend the rest of the night beating yourself up for feeling too lousy to go. You leave a few apologetic, loving texts to your partner, and you feel stressed out and forgotten why needed when you don't receive had a stroke there for a minute. It's a little afternoon on a muggy Saturday. Your mother has come over for a surprise visit, claiming loudly that she doesn't see you enough, so she decided to invite herself over. As you converse, she walks around your place. Oh, jeez. So what's going on with you lately? Taken somewhat aback by this left fielder, that you tell her you're not sure what she means. She repeats the question, saying that you haven't seemed like yourself lately. She gestures to the dirty dishes piled in the sink and notes the fact that you haven't called or visited in a while. You're I don't even know that word. Oh my god, I feel so dumb now. Alright, let's keep going. Under her questions, you become increasingly uncomfortable. You want to be able to explain to her how you're feeling, but the truth is you're not really sure yourself. Nothing horrific has happened at work or with your significant other or friends or anything like that, but all the same, you can't deny that lately you've just felt drained. As though you're not really serious. Oh god. Ah man, what does she want us to do? Tell her everything's fine. I'm okay, Mom, really. Thanks for worrying about me. Mother looks at you from across the room with furrowed brows. Oh my god. Will this game, like, speed up a little bit? Well, as long as you're okay, her voice trails. As your mother returns to what amounts to more or less small talk, you realize that this part of the conversation has happened a lot recently. Someone will express concern for you or ask if you're okay out of seemingly nowhere. You tend to find that it's simpler just to declare that you're okay than find the right words for complicated and murky feelings. Besides, since none of them are in reaction to a specific event, maybe you really are okay and just complaining about nothing anyway. Sometimes when you insist you're okay to people who ask, you have to wonder if you're trying to convince them or yourself. Okay. It is a lazy Sunday morning. You're idly clicking around, blah, 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 blah. Sam, how do you feel about cats? Mine had kittens a few weeks ago. I'm having an awfully hard time finding a home for the last one of the litter. You don't have any pets, right? It takes you a moment to process the new information. You're caught off guard and begin to earnestly try to sell you the idea of taking the last kitten off his hands. It's not something that you had specifically considered before, and he seems fairly insistent. She's a real sweetheart. She really loves people. She's got all her shots already taken care of. The vet said she's healthy as a horse. I can bring her over by your place tonight if you're interested. You look around your apartment, try to picture a cat in it as he continues to tell you about how cute she is. You tell him that this is all kind of sudden, that you don't have anything for the kitten set up here. Oh, don't worry about that. I can bring over a litter box and food and all, since that you'll really be helping me out. It's the least I could do. Well, I just don't want to have to put her in a shelter. Alright. You can't help but feel like you're being guilt tripped, but you decide to give it some serious consideration. It does get awfully lonely around your apartment. It might feel less empty with a cat around. However, since you're feeling so down, it might not be a good idea to take on the responsibility of a cat even when they're fairly low maintenance. What do you do? Fuck it. We'll take the cat. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Is that a Papa John's pizza logo? It is, isn't it? Papillon. It's late Friday afternoon, and quitting time is just around the corner. With bright clear days giving to a still temperate evening, you can hear your coworkers all around you anxiously making plans for their evenings and weekends, but you're really looking forward to just going home and resting after what's turned out to be a very long and taxing work week. Just before the end of your shift, you get a call from Alex. It seems a group of her mutual friends are heading out to a nearby pub for dinner and drinks to celebrate the end of the week. They want to know if you would like to come along. You tentatively tell her that you're emotionally exhausted from the work week, and a social outing like that would just take too much out of you today. You encourage her to go and have a good time, since you know it's been a while since she's gone out with friends. A couple hours later, and the two of you find yourselves in a familiar position on the couch watching comedy shows on Netflix, a box of pizza open, and a coffee table right in front of you. As you look across the couch at her, you start to feel anxious. You feel bad about effectively forcing the two of you to stay in tonight. Again. While you are always appreciative of your partner's efforts to take your feelings into account and help make sure you're socially comfortable, you sincerely worry that you're holding her back from enjoying a more fulfilling relationship. Oh wow, it's kind of deep. This game is just really depressing. It's not scary. Don't know why this is Creepy Fridays. Waiting for something creepy to happen. Well, she does seem to enjoy spending time with you, as the two of you sit in comfortable, almost contented silence watching old shows that you've seen 2 or 3 times before. Alright. Let's ask her to be honest. Holy shit. I'm like reading it fast, so you guys can pause it if you want to read it. But I'm just trying to see like where this game gets scary or horrifying. Oh crap, the thing down here saying. You're barely functional on days you can't even get out of bed. Alright, so this guy's about to like... Oh god, this guy is like thinking too hard into it. the heck is attic? Now... Wow, oh, the thing got bigger. Alright, so let's talk to attic. Oh, we got it up a little bit. Oh, you threw the note out. Oh, shit. Crap. You stare at the note. Alright, so he had a note on his desk for a therapist. Well, I'm just gonna give you a rundown of it instead of reading it, because this game's like slow-paced as hell. Chilly Thursday night, you've gone off work, longest day you face, you're lost in the thought and commute home, you open your front door and stare at your apartment, distract yourself. Okay, so he's coming home, he's feeling down, so he's watching Netflix, I guess. So people invited him to play Xbox and he just blew them off. Alright, so now he's at his parents' house. Alright, so it's a boring old dinner. Your dad's name, or stepdad, is Malcolm. There looks across the table. Actually, I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom. Aw, he turned down pussy for depression. That sucks. Can't even get it in. Okay, let your mind go blank. This friggin' story's depressing. I'm just skipping through it, to be honest. You're feeling good and nowhere with your current task. Try to regain your focus. Don't answer. Answer attic. Just answer. Just talk. That didn't fucking help at all. Alright, so talking to attic has helped. Go out somewhere alone. Alright, let's try that. Oh, that helped. Alright, it's okay. Alright, so not deal with the anxiety of a relationship. You still want this. Say whatever you can to make her stay regardless of her. No, that's not a good idea. You still want this, say whatever you can to make her stay regardless of now. Okay, so nothing, it didn't get worse. Well, oh, that was it? That was whack, man. Don't get this game. It's God, that was terrible.